All right, let's do some politics now. And the leadership of the National Democratic Congress is considering boycotting programs organized by Institute of Economic Affairs, that is the IEA. The party is of the view that the economic think tank has been biased towards the party. The leadership of the party is said to have met over the issue to reconsider its relationship with the IEA. And joining us on the line to put this in proper perspective and to see whether it is true or not is the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Koku Anyidoho. Koku, good afternoon and thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon, Martin. Doctor.
All right. Is there any truth in this particular story, and what can you tell us is the party's position, and what is your relationship like with the IEA?
Well, thank you, Martin, and good afternoon to everybody within hearing or viewing range. It is true, it is a fact, yes. We met yesterday at the party's headquarters, that is the functional executive committee of the party. And among several things that we delved into was the issue of our relationship with the Institute of Economic Affairs. And it is a fact, yes, that we are seriously reviewing our relationship with that institute. And after we've gone through the process, I think that we'll let everybody know what it is. But yes, we are taking a very serious second look at our relationship with the IEA, and after the review process, we will either take a decision to continue a relationship with them, but on different terms, or sever the relationship as we did with the city some time ago.
Koku, can you kindly help us with some specifics? What has brought us to this particular state?
Well, there have been a number of things of concern to the NDC, but we have tried very much to just let it go. But I think what is breaking the camel's back is the recent IEA organized platform to discuss issues to do with corruption, and how it was pretty obvious that the whole platform was packed with people who obviously don't have any fair comment about all of the NDC government. And our General Secretary was also not given the opportunity, to speak and address issues as cogently as he would have loved to. And based on his report to the party and the facts available to us as a group, we are therefore reviewing our position vis-a-vis our relationship with the IEA.
Have you officially written to the IEA or found out any means of reaching them to give you some explanation why they have been acting in this manner as you're describing?
Well, we have made several complaints, but I don't think that we need to write to the IEA before we decide to review our relationship with them. After we have reviewed the relationship, we will then write to them to communicate our decision. So for now, we don't need the permission of the IEA to review our relationship with them. After we'll communicate to them accordingly.
Is it of the view of the NDC that it is only the NDC that they are reacting this way to, or it is political parties in general?
Well, I speak for the NDC, Martin. I can't speak for any other political party. I am aware, though, that publicly one or two political parties have also made certain comments pertaining to the recently held forum on corruption, supposedly so. And so, but that's the decision of those parties. For me, my concern is about the NDC and how we must begin to shake off the pretense. There's too much pretense going around. There's no problem if people support the MPP or other political parties. We don't mind. But they should not hide behind these so-called think tanks and play their politics, which will hurt us. So we must begin to speak and speak forcefully so.
All right, Koku, there are some critics who are saying that the NDC and government, for that matter, is simply just unable to handle criticism, and that the IEA as a policy body just wants to put issues in perspective. So what is your reaction to some of these critics?
Martin, nobody is against criticism. Late President Mills accepted it. President Mahama has made it publicly clear that yes, he's not averse to criticism. And indeed, to do with the issue of corruption, the president has not run away from the fact that indeed corruption does exist. It was President Kufuor who told us that corruption existed from the days of Adam, which presupposes that corruption has always been with us as human beings. It is the attempt, it is successive governments try to minimize and cut down the level of corruption. And so when the impression is being created that President Mahama has turned the presidency into a haven for corrupt officials, it's not fair. Where were the same people when the then MPP National Chairman Haruna Iseku made it clear to all of us that he used to drive to the castle and go and pick money in his boot for political activities, and that the castle at the time was the center around kickbacks revolt. Where was Professor Ayanka at the time? So that's the point we're making. If you want to be fair to both sides of the divide, and let's move on. But don't use such a platform and pretend to be an independent voice and play your partisan politics. We will not accept it.
All right, my final question to you, Mr. Nyidoho, would be that if you say you are going to review your relationship with the IEA, what could some of these decisions be? A total boycott, or there are other things you could do?
Oh, well, review just means review. You can review and move forward. You can review and stay in the same place, or review and move backwards. Like I said, after we have done the review, we will communicate. But I believe that we will review and move forward as a party.
We are grateful for your time, Mr. Koko.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity.
He is the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress and was speaking to us on the party's decision to review its relationship with the IEA, that is the Institute of Economic Affairs.